Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. It's your boy Mill here doing the video. This time I'm doing a recap video slash like just review video of Star Wars Celebration. It's Europe 2016. And I watched, I want to say probably like 5 hours total of Celebration all this weekend. People got jobs and responsibilities. They can't watch it all day. But I figured I'd review what I liked, what I didn't like about Celebration this year. So I wrote down some notes. Let's talk about some of my favorite panels. So my favorite panels so far, let's talk about the first one, Mark Hamill. That hour with Mark Hamill was really good. I thought that was really funny. Mark Hamill, I can listen to him talk all day. He's one of the nicest men, one of the funniest men I've seen. I mean, I wish I met him in real life. That'd be nice. But, he's just a real genuine dude, and that's what I like about him. Like, he's not fake. He doesn't try to bullshit you. He just keeps it real. So I like that about him. He told a lot of funny stories. He loves to entertain the crowd. He loves to play with the crowd's emotions. And that's what I like about him. Um, I like how he just talked about his experience on filming for The Force Awakens. Also talking about being on Episode 8 and different directors and him doing this Harrison Ford impression was really funny. So yeah, I thought that his panel was really good, and I hope he keeps coming back to Celebration, which he probably will most likely. My next panel that I really enjoyed was Carrie Fisher's panel. It was called The Princess Diaries. And, Carrie Fisher was interviewed by Warwick Davis. And Warwick Davis just asked her some questions, and they talked, and they joked, and took selfies, which is cool. And Carrie Fisher is so uncensored, you don't know what she's going to say half the time. That's what I like about her character, because she's so, unfiltered. And I love who she is as a person. She did a really good job of just being honest and telling her story and just talking different things what she liked about Star Wars, what she didn't like. And she does a great job interacting with the crowd. So if you haven't seen these two panels, go watch them. They're really good. You can always watch them on replay. I'm sure Star Wars will put the links up to them, so it's really awesome. My next panel was Ahsoka Untold. The Ahsoka Untold Tales was Dave Filoni, Ashley Eckstein, and Pablo Hidalgo. And they were interviewed by Warwick Davis. And they talked about the stories that weren't told in Clone Wars of Ahsoka. Like, when Clone Wars was ended in season 6, there was a lot more stories that with Ahsoka that they wanted to tell, and they didn't get a chance to. So Filoni and all those and the other two people that were with him decided to talk about those stories, and it was so cool, man. Like, some of the stuff he talked about was Ahsoka when she, talked to Anakin Skywalker before he went to save the Chancellor. That was, I didn't know that. I mean, now we say it in Rebel Season 2, they talked about that a little bit, but to see that was going to be a story point in Clone Wars, awesome. Get to see those Anakin and Ahsoka reunite, and it's emotional because how he tells that story is so emotional. And Ashley Eckstein actually cried because she thought it was so beautiful. And I was like, wow, I wish I could see this. I mean, I kind of hope, this is my hope. And if you're a Clone Wars fan, you probably should hope this too, that they would go back and tell those stories, full animation. I'm sure they got the recordings, so they record these things years like a year or two in advance. But I wish they can make those and show those. Those were so cool to see. They also talked about Ahsoka's journey after, Order 66 and what she was up to. They also talk about, the upcoming book by E.K. Johnson, who's writing her book. So she's going to get a canon novel. It's cool to see that, and I cannot wait for that. And I just enjoyed that panel. I love Dave Filoni as the creator. I love all those guys with him. Ashley Eckstein's beautiful. Uh, Pablo Hidalgo is just the man. But I love listening to those guys talk about Rebels because they do a good job of doing it. My next favorite panel, and this is probably my favorite one of the whole weekend, was Rebels panel with Sam Witwer, Dave Filoni, and the chick that plays Sabine. I forget her name. Please forgive me. But they talked about Rebels Season 3. It was over. They released, they let us, you already know by now, Thrawn's in the series. He's now canon. They're making a book. Timothy Zahn's writing his book. It was cool to see that. That whole panel was tits because Dave Filoni just went into a lot of story mode. He talked about a lot of stories. He talked about what's going to look for and the different changes in the characters and whatnot. And I just love that show. And that was probably the best panel all weekend, in my opinion. One of the best. Like, so those four probably were my top four. My least favorite panels, some of the ones I didn't like, and there's probably more in here, but I'm going to name like two. I didn't really like the ILM one that they did with like the ILM dash X something. I forget what it's called. I'm into the games, but lately I've been disappointed with the games. So I was kind of like, whatever. Like, it is what it is. Like, I wasn't really tripping over it because I feel like they really like disappointed me in games. So I should give them a chance. but I'm still kind of like bitten by that. But like I said, I'm not really into that shit. But yeah, ILM's doing her thing, whatever. Hopefully they make me come back to their side. I didn't really like that panel much. I didn't like the Rogue One panel that much. Like I said, I liked the scissor reel that they released. I felt the characters were being so cagey in what they were going to say, but I expected that. I just didn't feel like I wasn't into it like it was with Force Awakens last year. That panel last year was cool. Just the guy talking was cool to be back, and I wasn't into this panel. Kathleen Kennedy just kind of sat there. The only person I actually was into during that panel was Garrett Edwards. Garrett Edwards. He talked about his experience filming, being a director, and also how he met George Lucas and how they interacted. That was cool. But everyone else was being cagey. I was like, all right, whatever. And Gwendolyn Christie hosted that one. So a couple panels I didn't get to see yet, which I'll probably watch eventually. The Ray Park Unleashed panel. I want to really watch that because I love Ray Park, a.k.a. Darth Maul. He's a badass. I did see a couple of his interviews throughout the whole series of this whole weekend. That was cool to see. I didn't get to see the Anthony Daniels one, the Droid Protocols or something, what it was called. I want to see that. I heard that was really funny. And I need to watch Keeping Up with the Fett. Yeah, Keeping Up with the Fett. And I think that was Boba Fett and like his father, Jango. The actors that play them. I think I need to watch that one too. I heard that one was decent. So I'm going to try to check those out later this week if I get a chance to. My overall thoughts about Celebration this year, I thought it was good. I mean, if I had to rank it, out of 10, I'd probably say 7. I probably like a 7.5. 7.5. Because I felt like this year, I think Star Wars purposely held some movie stuff back. And I think that might have to do with marketing. And also, too, Comic-Con is next week. So, yeah, I get why they would hold some stuff back for the movies. But, yeah, it wasn't as hyped. I didn't feel the energy like I felt last year watching it. I know 2017 Celebration is going to be in Orlando. I'm trying to, it'd be nice to go down there. I wish I had money like that. I mean, I do have a job and everything, but I still got responsibilities, but I would love to get that bread to go down there and go to Orlando. But yeah, I'm looking forward to Orlando Celebration next year. So this one's ranked 7.5. 7.5 for me. Like I said, just some panels were, a lot of the panels were pretty good, so that's why I'm getting that score. So yeah, people, I recommend you, if you haven't seen a lick of Celebration, watch it. It's on YouTube. It's on the Star Wars page. Go check it out. Like, it's really good. Like I said, there's a lot of good things you're going to like about Star Wars. Because, again, this is a celebration. This is something George Lucas created. And let's not forget, we wouldn't have this if it wasn't for George Lucas. And George Lucas is, the creator, a.k.a. Godfather of this franchise. So, again, big hats off to him. Props off to you, George. I appreciate you, man. So there you have it, folks. My review of Star Wars Celebration Europe 2016. Are you going to watch it? Let me know. Leave a comment down below. Like I always say, comment, like, and subscribe. May the Force be with you. Peace.
What up? Hey, shawty, what it is? What up? Hey, shawty, what it is? What up? Hey, shawty, what it is? Little buddy, what you on? Some violent shit.